Queen, what is up? And Happy New Year! Happy New Year. Oh my goodness, it is so exciting to be with you at the beginning of a super fresh slate of all this expansiveness and time and possibility and opportunity. Whoo! I am coming back so refreshed. I'll give you a little personal update, then I'll get into today's subject. We'll do a prayer. I got all kinds of good stuff for you.
You've gotten great at divine working, but what about divine living? Welcome to the Divine Living Podcast. I'm your host, Gina DeVee. You're not alone in wanting more, and here at the Divine Living Podcast, you can expect to be part of conversations from women like us who unapologetically dream big and are obsessed with manifesting our most fabulous lives. The conversation starts now.
So the personal update is I have never taken off a solid 3 weeks. I mean, when I say taken off, I mean off grid, off my phone, off Instagram. For those of you I owe a DM response to, it's coming. But when I turned 49 on December 22nd, and this wasn't really my plan. I knew we were going to go on a holiday break, but I didn't plan on being offline. I actually thought I'd do all the normal stuff of posting and sharing the glamour of the Caribbean. And I got to my birthday and I was like, I don't want to. Like, I just want to remember what life was like before Instagram and before all of the daily posts and updates. I just wanted to be with Glenn and I just wanted to enjoy the holidays. And that's what I did. And I just decided then and there, like, I wasn't even going to look at Instagram. I wasn't going to look at my emails. I wasn't going to look at texts. Like, I was just going to let myself have a complete reset. And, you know, I'm just at this stage where I've shared a lot of like living in the question and still in a bit of a transition of what am I doing with my life and my career. And one of the things I've been saying to Glenn is I just want a year off. I think like I'm going to like just make that my goal. I'm just going to like take a year off, and for an entire year I am not going to think about work. I'm not going to think about making money. I'm not going to think about the, you know, career aspects of life. Like, I'm just going to live for an entire year. And he was like, well, you can do that. He had done it in the past. He's like, I just don't think it's what you think it's going to be. And I was like, oh no, don't even. Like, that just, I couldn't, like, while I'm living in this question, like, I couldn't think of anything more fabulous than just not working for a year. So my man is a smart man. He booked us on a 15-day Caribbean cruise. And my little declaration of I'm going offline and not looking at, by day 8, I was like, how many more days are there left? I mean, like, we were having a great time, but it was like, I don't need a year. I just needed the 15 days. So I loved every minute of it. We slept in and sailed the seas and got off on some island stops and met some new people and just like did a lot of relaxing and a lot of just enjoying life, enjoying each other. And literally, like, by day 15, I was so excited and ready to come back. Like, I loved my time. It wasn't that at all. It was just like, I didn't need more. I didn't need more of no. So I'm adjusting my goals. So I've now crossed off that I do not look for or need a year off. So that's not happening. And in fact, so many other good things are happening, which I will get to in future podcast episodes. But today I wanted to share one of the things that I did so enjoy on this cruise. And this is going to be today's subject. I read the biography of Mary Kay. It's called Miracles Happen. And holy moly, this woman. Okay, if I'm late to the party, for all of you who either know the story or have been involved with Mary Kay, apologies here. I did not. I mean, obviously I knew it was like a billion-dollar brand and like a big deal, but I didn't know her as a person, and I didn't know her story, and I didn't know where she came from, and I didn't know that so much. So if you're looking for a good read, I'm sure we'll link the book in the show notes. It's called Miracles Happen. And I won't do spoiler alerts, but I'm going to share some of what I loved about the book. So the first thing is, she did not have an easy life. I will say it that way. She did not have the perfect childhood upbringing. She did not have the perfect young adult first marriage. She was a single mom for a while. The woman had it hard. She refused. She refused to be negative. It seemed like from a very young age, she was always super positive, and no matter how hard something seemed, her mom would just always tell her that you can do it, you can do it, while her mom was working 4 jobs. And anyways, this was clearly before The Secret, and clearly before a lot of the positive psychology that we all now we know our thoughts create our reality, and we know that we can be, do, or have all things. And it seemed like she was just very, very connected to spirit, very connected with her relationship with God, and very filled with faith, and chose her focus. And, I'm going to use this language, though she did not, like she really understood that when you have a dominant thought, it creates your reality. And this is just what I am so obsessed with in my own life up level, working with the private clients that I'm so blessed to work with, and then in the Divine Direction Domination program that starts this Friday. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. So we'll link below too if you have not yet enrolled yourself. I think there's about 8 spots left. And getting to be a woman who is not in reaction, who doesn't need to get upset, who of course has the normal human emotions when things like divorce or death or, other big life things happen. But to know that you have the power to choose and create your own dominant thoughts, and then that's what spirit multiplies. That's what God takes and runs with it. It is such a testament of literally she created this brand, and I'm going to get into this in the future, but I'm going to give you a fun bullet point too. Because, me being now 49, I'm like, what am I doing? And being in this kind of like, well, one career is kind of completed. I'm like too young to be done, but like, what's the next thing? One of the lessons I got from this book was, she's like, everyone thinks of me and they think of Mary Kay. She said, I had a 25-year career in sales and retired before I ever thought about or started Mary Kay. So for any of you, whatever age, it doesn't even matter, because wherever you're at in life, if this is of resonance to you, I want it to feel like uplifting and like, wow, yes, like she wasn't Taylor Swift who started like creating music from a young age and always knew what she wanted to do. And so whatever is next for all of us, when we open ourselves up to possibility, when we open ourselves up to the infinite, when we open ourselves up to, and it could be easy. Like, what if we didn't say it was going to be hard? What if our dominant thought wasn't, I can't, or it won't happen for me, or it's too hard, or it's not worth it, or I guess this is just the life that I've chosen. All of that is so unnecessary and so low vibe. Like, we can be, do, and have anything we desire. Now, the thing for me recently is, but what do I even desire? And that has been a very new space for me to be in. I've always been so goal-driven. It seemed so obvious of whatever the thing was that I wanted next, whether it was the trip or the lifestyle experience or to transform my money story, or to transform my man story, or to heal certain family dynamics. Like I always knew what was next. And, one of the beautiful blessings of having checked off a lot of things that I'm really grateful for, and I bet you are too. If we stop looking at the future and just stay in the present for the moment, like, wow, where we're at is everything that we used to pray for, everything that we used to strive for, everything that used to be the up level, and now we're in that. But because we are women, and we are spiritual women, and we are women who are committed to growth, we know that there is always a next level. This was the first time in my life when I wasn't clear on exactly what it was. So in giving myself the time and space to go and be on the cruise, and to not need to know what it was, and to not need to figure it out, I got to read this beautiful book and just realize that really big visions and really big brands. I mean, Mary Kay started as a single mom with 3 little kids working her sales career. And then she retired. She got remarried to the man of her dreams. And a month before, so she started to realize what, and I want to tell you it all if you want to read the book, but she started to realize that she wanted to create this beauty line. And she did the work with her husband to get everything ready to go. And a month before they're ready to launch their business, he passes away. So here she is now, completely heartbroken from the love of her life not being by her side in the way that she was used to. She forged ahead anyways. And she chose to be about her vision and her mission anyways. And she found it within her to have a purpose bigger than her anyways. And for anyone who doesn't know what their goal is, maybe the goal is for you to be shown what you're passionate about. You get to start there. It doesn't have to be and by the first quarter, I'll make X number of dollars. And by the second quarter, I'll do, it doesn't have to be like that. Maybe you just desire to feel at peace in your own skin. Maybe you're looking I know for me, I was what am I going to be just so passionate about? I love being a passionate person. I'm not just, it's got to have a purpose behind it for me to really, really have passion. And I didn't see it, and I didn't have it. I didn't know what it was. And I let that be okay. But I just prayed to be led to passion. Now, for those of you that know what yours is, then set that goal. If you have a sales goal of getting 10 new clients this month, or your first paying client, or listing your first home, or selling 3 homes this month, or whatever your thing is, great. All of us need to start with a goal. So I'm going to give you her 3-step process. She said everyone has to, number 1, set a goal. Set a goal. And so let it be from where you're at. And don't make that goal right or wrong. If it needs to be a little more broad right now, like mine was, I just want something that I'm so passionate about. And then other times it's been to hit a certain dollar amount or whatever. So set your goal. Next, break it down to manageable pieces. So manageable pieces with realistic tasks. Now this is going to be a little bit easier for the people who know what their thing is. So we'll talk about that first and then we'll move into the other. So if you have to make money or what feels like a big amount of money to pay goals or whatever, it can kind of get overwhelming. You can kind of start to sink in it, and it can almost mean if you get too global about it, it can feel well, you're just going to work all the time, and it doesn't even matter how much you make, and nothing is ever going to be enough, and it can put you into shutdown, right? Or if you have a certain amount of weight to lose, and you're just I have to lose all this weight, and it's going to take forever, and it's not even worth it, and it's where's the ice cream? Stop. Remember, dominant thoughts are going to create your reality. And if you're going to create a dominant thought of being in fear or being in overwhelm so that you can check out once again, then you're going to miss out on today. And Queen, you are too good for that. And so am I. So I'm talking to me and I'm talking to you right now. We all must set that goal and then break it down. And I know this is like not new news out there, but it is if you're in overwhelm or not sure what you're doing or not in like a place of traction with it. So for those of you that seem to like have to lose what seems like an insurmountable amount of weight, break it down. How much weight this month? How much weight this week? And don't tell me that you can't get excited about 4 or 5 pounds because you have 50 pounds to lose or 100 pounds, whatever it is. Nobody ever lost 100 pounds if they didn't lose the first 4. And same with you with the money. I don't know if you need to make 10 grand, 100 grand, $1 million, like whatever your thing is. Don't get overwhelmed with that. How much money this month? How much money each week this month? Break it down to manageable pieces. If you're like, I need all these clients in my group program or whatever it is, how many clients specifically? Because I promise you, when you get specific about what the goal really is, and here's the thing that you got to know about yourself as a queen. Don't go too big and don't go too small. I know a lot of people are like, shoot for the stars and land on the moon. I don't know. Sometimes that got me overwhelmed. You know, like when I had $75,000 worth of debt, like that was just too big. But if I made $5,000 that month, that was more than the $2,000 I was used to making. And so it was still like an up level, but it wasn't so much that it's crushing. If you have, X number of people to get into your group program, like great. Like how many is it really? And even if you'd like there to be 100 people in it, but if you're used to having 8 people in it, well, what if you got 20, right? Like, and then you broke that down. And where are those 20 people? Because those 20 people exist, and 20 people isn't a lot. But if you're in overwhelm or fear that you're not gonna be able to make your money, or that you're not worth it, or you're not deserving, or you don't know who would pay for your stuff, that's when you start blocking it out. But when you break it down to these realistic tasks, you're like, okay, even though I don't know where the people are, I don't know how it's possible, or I don't exactly see it, it could happen. Like you start to get it into this manageable place. And then the third step that she gives, this woman is so badass. The third step, according to Mary Kay, is, and I gotta tell you, I have always shied away from this one. Broadcast it to the world. I know. Broadcast it to the world. And she even said, people are like, but what if you don't make your goal and then you look like an idiot or a failure or this, that? Her whole thing is also, she's not afraid to fail. Hold on, let me look at my notes here. She said, and I don't normally take notes on anything, people, but this book was that good. She said, learn how to lose and accept defeat. She said, successful people are never afraid to try because they're never afraid to fail. And I was like, well, I have goals, but there's no way I'm going to go tell people about them right now, because the same thing. It's like, oh, I just get, partially there. Or what if it doesn't happen? And then what if I do look like that failure? And I thought about it and I was like, well, that's the best way to hide, Gina DeVee. That's the best way to make it okay for you to play small or stay small. And I was like, F that. I'm going big this year. I am going big. So I'm going to tell you one of my goals that I am holding myself accountable with is G-Lo here is J-Loing her body. And please don't send me all the things about body shaming, diet culture. I'm like this is just a personal thing for me. I have never prioritized getting in amazing shape. And for me, feeling like I look amazing in a bikini. All right. This is just nothing I've ever done, focused on, even tried. So since I'm turning 50 this year, I thought, what? Like, I feel great in clothes. I feel good enough in a one piece with a caftan. But a bikini, so there's definitely going to be a caftan and a big hat happening. I was like, what if you dropped this story this year, Gina? What if you actually just went for it? What if you got yourself in such great shape that you felt great in a bikini? Now, I give myself permission to like get there, and like I might not even want to keep it up. Like it might not mean that much to me when I get there. I am going to find out. So to hold myself accountable, I am announcing it here on my podcast. And I also am doing a whole wellness month in the Q Club, where I'm bringing in my own personal trainer, I'm bringing in my own private yoga teacher. And this is how badass I am. I even am going to take a picture of myself in the bikini that I want to look great in every month until I get to my goal. Thank God my birthday is December 22nd or not, but whatever. And so I was so inspired by Mary Kay, and I know how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if I do this with this goal that I have figured out about how much weight I need to lose. I'm not as attached to that because I know muscle weighs more than this and that. I'm really more attached to body form and shape. And then I broke it down. How much weight each month do I need to lose? But then I'm also holding myself accountable because it's not just about the weight for me. My goal is to look great. And so I'm going to take the pictures each month and you can't manage what you don't measure. Like I'm going to measure it every month. And I'm broadcasting it to the world and I'm going to be held accountable. So no, I won't be posting this on Instagram. This is private for Q Club members only. So if you want to get into the Q Club, we'll put a link below where you can get my app and you'll be able to see the progress and or join me. P.S. If you have, health and fitness and weight loss goals yourself, then come join me. I pay my private trainers thousands of dollars every month. And I just figured, why don't I do this on Zoom and share it with Q Club members? So y'all are getting... it's not free, it's with your membership, and it's, well worth the value of right now it's daily yoga and personal training. We're alternating. So I want you to think about what your goals are now for you, and whether they're financial or whether it's with team members or whether it's with love or whether it's a lifestyle element or you want to move a home or buy a new car, whatever your thing is. Set the goal, break it down into manageable pieces, like tasks that you can actually accomplish, and then broadcast it to the world. That's right. That's right, Queen. Come join me. Come join me in this. It feels so, so fun. And if you would love to be in a community and just get so great at creating these dominant thoughts, then I want to invite you to come join me and my friend Danelle Delgado in Divine Direction Domination. This is an exclusive elite mastermind. We're limiting it to about 35 women only. I think there's only about 8 spots left, where you are going to learn the skills and the tactics and the strategies and the way of being inside and out, plus being held accountable in this high vibe group of women. The women who've already signed up are so incredible from all walks of life. We've got real estate, we've got retail, we've got service-based professionals, we've got graphic designers. We've got so many super cool people in this program already. Come join us. Danelle and I, there's not a more dynamic duo, I will say that. And there's a virtual retreat that kicks off on Friday. I think that's Friday, January 15th, if I have that correct. And it'll be recorded. If you can't make it, you'll still get the training. And then every single week for the next 90 days to help you be so on track and held so accountable and be so high vibe and create these brand new dominant thoughts, the dominant thoughts that will create your reality. Is what we're going to be doing. And she and I alternate the trainings. And then we end it with the most glamorous 2-day retreat at the Ritz in Mexico, in Cancun. So come join us. Like I said, this is a very elite mastermind, high vibes only, women who are going for your dreams in such a big way. And if you've been around me or me and Danelle together, like, look out, sister. Goals get accomplished. We get DMs from women who have crossed the 7-figure mark, who have met their sales goals, where the money's coming in, the love is coming in. Like, every area of your life gets transformed when you create the dominant thoughts that you are really, really proud of, and where you're not going to be left behind, and you're not going to play small, and you're not going to let yourself off the hook, because we certainly aren't. That's what this elite mastermind is all about. So you can check it out at divineliving.com/domination. And domination is not about a whole bunch of massive action, ladies. It's not what I'm interested in. It's about creating a dominant thought from such a focused, spiritual, feminine, empowered way that you don't have to blow out your adrenals and you don't have to be working all the time, that you literally are bringing your good to you. You're attracting in your wealth, you're attracting in your health, you're attracting in the opportunities because you have done the work to become the vibrational match of what you have asked for. So it's a very exclusive one-time opportunity only, divineliving.com/domination. Get your ticket. There's only 8 spots left for this exclusive group. All right. Well, I am going to keep drinking my water because that is going to help me with what I have declared to be true. And like I said, if you want to come join us in the Q Club, the link is in the show notes also. So let's end this epic episode with a prayer, because we know that ask and it is given. Dear God, thank you. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for this fresh new year. Thank you that your ways are higher than our ways. Thank you that your thoughts are higher than our thoughts. And we ask for you in this moment to completely infuse our mind, our brain, our hearts, our soul, our essence, and help us create the thoughts that you desire to be dominant in our lives. Have us create thoughts of worth, of deservedness, of abundance, of prosperity, of absolutely yes, it is possible thoughts. Help us to create the thoughts that what we desire can literally be brought to us with ease. That your way is so different than the teachings of this world. And so show us how to uplift, not through massive action and working all the time and what we've been told we must do. That success is about no pain, no gain. But let us remember the truth of being connected with you, the truth that with you all things are possible. The truth is, ask and it is given. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will open. We so much prefer your power, your love, your strength, your possibility, your wind beneath our wings. And so we pray that for all of the destinies that are listening here in this moment, bless us, give us favor, give us strength, show us the abundance that you have designed for us all along. And we pray this believing. Amen. Amen, amen. All right, with that, Queen, we are going to wrap for today. I got some exciting news for you. You have a daily podcast episode to look forward to this week. That's right. Coming off that cruise in those 3 weeks, I've got lots of notes and insights that I want to share. So I've decided to break it up over the course of this week. So stay tuned for another amazing episode tomorrow. And go check out all those links in the show notes. Get the Mary Kay book. Sign up for Divine Direction Domination if that's what's right for you. Or come join us in the Q Club for this month of wellness. Such good resources for you to take advantage of. Mwah! Until tomorrow. See what I mean? Wasn't that good? Juicy, just totally divine. So part of what is so powerful is women coming together in community. So I want to remind you about the brand new Divine Direction Domination Elite Mastermind that I am hosting with my dear friend Danelle Delgado. Domination is all about you creating dominant thoughts that will totally create quantum leaps in your life. That's right. So starting in January, you are going to have weekly calls with me and Danelle where you are just going to be so lifted up, so filled up, and to be around the other women in the program as well. Plus, we are going to conclude with a tropical 2-day retreat. This is very, very limited. Spaces are very limited. We're keeping this small. I think there's only about 35 women that we can fit into the program. So please go to the link in the show notes, divineliving.com/domination, where you are just going to see how your life can get reimagined. I know that we are all just looking around the corner about what's next for us. And I would be so honored to mentor you, to guide you. I know Danelle will be as well. The two of us together are such powerhouses, and you are a force within you, and we're just here to love you into your greatness, plus teach you and train you on what we know about creating multiple 7-figure businesses and new opportunities and living from a place of pleasure and joy. So come join us. Divineliving.com/domination has all of the program details.